Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. And in the news this evening, sister of Lorenzo Dos killed in crash. She joined the fire brigade after his death. The Jamaica Fire Brigade has been plunged into mourning after one of its members perished in a traffic collision on Friday night. The deceased has been identified as Shaheen Nelson, a firefighter employed to the fire brigade in Kingston and St. Andrew. Reports are that Nelson was driving home after completing her shift minutes after 10 p.m. when there was a collision with a tractor trailer in the Angels area of St. Catherine. Her Honda Fit motor car was crushed under the massive weight of the larger unit, leaving her with little chance of escape. Firefighters were quick on the scene, but unfortunately could not prevent the death of the young woman, who is reported to have been injured severely at the time. According to information, she was the sister of Lorenzo Dos, the firefighter who was killed in a bizarre accident when a speeding vehicle crashed into him, pinning him to the back of a fire unit in St. Anne in November 2022. At the time of her brother's demise, Nelson was training to become a firefighter, it was also revealed. Her death also comes just weeks after that of Shamir Mary, a fellow employee of the fire brigade in Kingston, who was stabbed to death in an altercation in Michigan in the United States. 3 killed after taxi slams into truck on Brunswick Avenue in Spanish Town. 3 persons are dead following a crash involving a taxi along Brunswick Avenue in Spanish Town, St. Catherine on Saturday afternoon. The incident occurred around 3:30 p.m. when the taxi driver reportedly lost the control of his Nissan AD wagon motor car and rear-ended a truck loaded with sand near the stoplight at McCoy's Land, according to preliminary police reports. The male driver of the car and the 2 female passengers died. The crash took place less than 24 hours after firefighter Shaheen Nelson was killed in a 2-vehicle collision in the Brunswick Avenue area. Manchester double murder suspect killed in shootout with the police. A man suspected to have been involved in Tuesday's double murder in Albion, Manchester, was fatally shot in the neighboring community of Newlands during an alleged confrontation with law enforcement on Saturday morning. The man, whose formal identity is not yet known, was also labeled as a troublemaker by residents. Preliminary reports are that about 5:30 a.m., police went in search of the suspect at a house when they were fired on. The gunfire was returned, and during the ensuing shootout, the man was fatally wounded. His death comes as a relief to his uncle, Ainsley Swaby, who told the news how the incident unfolded.
You know, from the last 4 months back, we're having some problem with this guy, personally. And my old lady, my old man, is passed by now. And my sister, she's the owner for the house. And we're having a problem with one of our brother who bring this criminal in our yard. Them keep saying he's my brother's son. I don't know him from nowhere. And my sister, them, we live together, and we them don't know him. Eventually, this guy come in at the house. My brother bring him to the yard and him in the house. And me make report 2 times by the station. And the police them come and them do what them ever didn't have to do, and eventually, we never know say him have a gun behind the scene. So eventually now, when we make the report, my brother supposed to make the report back to the court because him have a court going on. And he never report to the court. Okay. We go by the court Tuesday, this week. And him never come because him find out say the police them might hold him, because the police, when we make the report by the station, because we have a paper with the police and give me from the station, can make the report, can we get threat by him and my brother in the yard, because my sister supposed to do some work and in building and him can't get to do it. And them keep sending threat to my sister. And I say, alright, one way to clear it. And now that the police them come and destroy him. Yeah. And the family feel comfortable and the community feel more comfortable, because everybody in the community is like them in fear of this guy. I mean the yard, I don't know him, I don't know him from nowhere.
Piglet charged with murder of 35-year-old. A 22-year-old man has been charged for a murder which occurred on Benbow Street in Admiraltown, Kingston 12, 2 months ago. Charged with murder, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and making use of a firearm to commit a felony is Raji Lewis, from Penn Street to Kingston 12. Lewis, otherwise called the Piglet and the Braga, is charged with the killing of 35-year-old Leroy Pippi Morgan, a call center worker from Beresford Street in Admiraltown. Reports are that around 10:53 p.m. on July 7, a police team on mobile patrol heard the explosions. The team responded and they stumbled upon Morgan, lying on his right side along the roadway in a pool of blood. He had multiple gunshot wounds to the upper body. Morgue attendants took Morgan to the Kingston Public Hospital, where doctors pronounced him dead on arrival. Following investigations, police took Lewis into custody on August 31. He was later charged based on witness statements after a question-and-answer session. Investigation launched after policeman's rifle discharges injuring legs. The authorities are investigating the shooting injury of a policeman after the reported discharge of his service weapon during a patrol in St. Thomas on Saturday morning. The incident occurred about 3 a.m. while the patrol team was awaiting assistance after their service vehicle reportedly developed a puncture in C4. The constable was reportedly in the front passenger seat with the issued M16 rifle. He was injured in both legs. He was transported to Princess Margaret Hospital for treatment. The incident has been reported to the Police High Command under the Independent Commission of Investigations. 3 men charged in connection with a series of crimes across the country. Authorities in St. Catherine North have launched an extensive probe into 3 men of Kingston addresses who are suspected of being involved in a series of crimes across St. Catherine and other parishes. The police have not yet released the names of the suspects as investigations are ongoing. Deputy Superintendent of Police Colin McKenzie, who heads the Criminal Investigations Branch in the Spanish Town North Division, confirmed that the 3 men have already been charged with several serious offenses, including robbery with aggravation, possession of a prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, and using a firearm to commit a felony. The charges stem from a robbery that took place on August 22, 2024 in the Jericho district of St. Catherine. According to DSP McKenzie, the robbery occurred around 4:30 p.m. when 4 men in a white Nissan Tina arrived at a business place, brandished the firearms, and robbed the female owner of an undetermined sum of money, assorted liquor, cigarettes, cell phones, and other valuables. The men then fled the scene in the same vehicle. On August 25, acting on intelligence and utilizing the Jamaica eye surveillance system, the police intercepted a white Nissan Tina along the Spanish Town bypass around 11 a.m. A search of the vehicle uncovered a 9mm pistol loaded with 17 cartridges. 3 men aboard the vehicle were arrested and subsequently placed in an identification parade, where 1 was positively identified, leading to the charges. We are conducting further investigations as these men are not from St. Catherine, they are from Kingston. So we are in communication with our counterparts to see if they are so involved, and if so, other organized crime charges will be laid against them, DSP McKenzie stated. The police are also exploring the possibility that these men may be connected to criminal activities in St. Anne, St. Mary, and St. Elizabeth. The public is urged to provide any information regarding recent robberies and shootings to the Spanish Town Criminal Investigations Branch. Meanwhile, Acting Senior Superintendent Hoopton Nicholson reported that a man who was fatally shot during a shootout with the security forces on Port Henderson Road is suspected of involvement in 2 recent murders in the parish. His identity is also being withheld pending further investigations. 4 arrested in St. Anne Ganja raid, 200 pounds seized. 4 persons were arrested following the seizure of 200 pounds of ganja in Salem, St. Anne on Friday. Police reportedly swooped down on a dwelling around 5:40 a.m. The ganja was found during a search. The suspects, 3 men and a woman, were taken into custody on suspicion of possession and dealing in ganja, along with other breaches of the Dangerous Drugs Act. The Runaway Bay Criminal Investigation Branch is investigating. Thank you everyone for watching. See you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for another news update.